with CVMA. Welcome back to our live class. First of all, apologies for not being on Wednesday, but we're super excited to be back and end out our defensive series, our two-part defensive series. So this first class, or the first class, was all about fundamentals, right? Striking, defense, all the things that go into defensive fundamentals. Well, all the things that go into defensive fundamentals, and then striking defense on top of that. So today we're going to work on escaping, and we're going to focus on, excuse me, we're going to focus on some common scenarios. So a lot of grab scenarios, a lot of grab by the wrist, grab by the arm, as well as chokes, and then lapel grabs, which is going to be interesting with the microphone. I just thought about that. I may have to switch to a different microphone solution if we do that. So if we get to lapel, I may have to step off and switch microphones. So with that being said, we're going to work through these different escapes today. So on our list of ad hoc videos that are going to go up, or the on-demand videos, we do have Hyun Sundan recorded. It just needs to be edited and post-processed. So I would expect that to go up sometime tomorrow. And then we're shortly after that going to be working on Hyun Yeondan and Godon to end out the Hyun series of forms, so that all the forms are up there ready for you guys to go through. So keep checking out the YouTube channel. You'll get updates if you're subscribed and you hit the notification bell. You'll get notified when we're live. You get also notified when we put up an ad hoc video, an on-demand video. So go check it out, and we'll go from there. So like we said for the first defensive class, if you have a partner, bring them along. This is more effective with a partner. And for the parents out there that can hear me, this is going to be the class you're going to want to be involved in, because it's going to be a lot of, we're going to work on chokes, we're going to work on wrist grabs, things like that. So get some of that quarantine stress relief there. So yeah, if you have a partner, bring them on. Bring them out to work with you. And make sure you got a clear spot in the room there. Don't do it next to the couch or to anything breakable. Other than that, we'll get ready to get started. So I'm ready. Looks like the production team's ready. They're rip-roaring and raring to go back there. You can't see their faces, but they are ecstatic with the amount of excitement that is over in that corner. So I'm ready, they're ready. Hopefully you're ready. Let's go ahead and get right into it. So we'll start rest position as normal. Go trap, feet together, kongyet, and bow in. All right, so let's go ahead and just move around a little bit, get yourself warm. As we're going through warm-ups today, again, just like all other days, it's based around you. So the goal is to warm up the body, not pull anything. So work yourself out there, get yourself loose wherever you need to. And if we're doing a warm-up, like if I'm showing a basic variation of a warm-up and you want to do a more advanced version of it, you're more than welcome to do so. Adjust the workout to what makes the most sense for you. All right, let's go ahead and go through our quick guided warm-up real quick. Again, this is your opportunity. If you feel like you need to do something different, take your opportunity. That's my favorite warm-up, by the way. All right, so we're going to start with the ankles, work our way up. So just rotate the right ankle. The production team is doing their own version of warm-ups, which, hey, do what you got to do over there. Good, switch. There's so much going on at the table, they almost need their own camera. So that they're showing up too. Show all the fun they're having over there. All right, let's work to the knees, bring feet together, bend the knees, nice and easy, rotate at the knees. And go both directions. All right. Let's work our way up into the hips. So feet about shoulder width apart, hands to the hips, nice and easy. Just rotate the hips. It's a little hard to do in a chair there, isn't it? Other direction. All right, work up into the torso. All right, work into the shoulders. Bring the hands to the sides. Nice and easy, rotate the shoulders. Other direction. All right, work into the elbows, pin the arms. Nice and easy, rotate the elbows. Other direction. All right, move to the hands, open the fingers, interlock, close the hands, nice and easy, rotate the wrists. All right, a nice shake out. We'll work into the next, just stand up straight. Take a head, nice and easy, look to your left. Back to center, nice and easy to the right. Back to center, nice and easy to the left again. Back to center, to the right. Back to center. Eyes to the sky. Nice and easy, chin to the chest. Back up to the sky. Chin to the chest. Back up to center. Left ear to the left shoulder. Right ear to the right shoulder. And left ear to the left shoulder. And right ear to the right shoulder. And straight back up. Okay. Before we get into the calisthenic portion of this, just remember, if you're out there in chat, drop us a line. Let us know who's out there. If you have questions anytime throughout the stream, put them in chat, put them in the comments. My production team will make sure to stop me. And you make sure your question is heard so that we can dive into this a little bit. This is going to be a little more for beginners and intermediate students. This is going to be this might be very new to you. There's a lot of detail behind it, so we are going to so ask questions if you need them for sure. All right, let's go down. Let's start with the push-ups. Again, you have the option to do any type of push-up here you want to do. Again, I'm going to just show basic, but we're going to go through 20. So again, it's on your pace, the type of push-up you want to do. I'm going to show variation on the knees, and then I'm going to show variation on the feet as well. So we'll start with the knees first, and for a change, I'm going to do them sideways just so you can see a side view of this. I usually do them toward the camera, but I'll do sideways here. So I'm going to start with the knees. So again, we were establishing that 45 angle of the body here. All right, and again, for these types of push-ups, keep your feet up, and even if you're having, you're having trouble with this, I'd rather you not go fast. I'd rather you make sure you're getting a full range of motion, getting all the way down to the floor and all the way back up, as opposed to trying to speed through them by going halfway. You're not getting what you're supposed to get out of them that way. So let's do 10 here, and then I'll show 10 on the feet. And hana, do, set, net, das, yes, do, up, do. All right, let's move on to the feet. 45 here as well. Nice angle to the body. Not too far up, not too far down. Straight in the center. 10 here. Do. Set. Net. Das. Yes. Do. Up. Do. All right, relax. Okay, let's move on to our backs. Make sure I don't unplug it. Uh-oh. There we go. All right. So I'm going to move to the backs. Again, you have the option to do anything here that you really want to do from a stomach perspective. I'm going to show the normal variation or the standard variation, then you You can do any other exercise you want to do here. I'm just going to go standard sit-ups. We'll do 20. So go get yourself prepped. All right, here we go. Huh. Do. Sit. Net. Us. Yes. Nope. Yo. Up. Yo. Huh. Do. Sit. Net. Us. Yes. Yo. Yo. Up. Yo. All right, good. Start moving toward our feet here. Maybe. There we go. All right. So it's nice and easy. Make your way to your feet. Don't look at me like that. I can fix my pack. It's okay. All right. Let's go ahead and real quick just do a couple squats, get the legs warmed up a little bit here. So before we go into the squats, we'll just take a nice opportunity here to get the legs stretched out a little bit. So bring the feet together, nice and easy. Hinge at the hips, and just go down toward the floor. Now, as you're doing this bend, try not to kink your back up. Try to keep your back straight, and you work toward the floor. So you're starting out, hands can go to your knees. You can kind of flat back it here. If there's no stretch there, you can work your way toward your shins. If that's not enough, work your way toward your ankles. If that's not enough, come out toward your toes. If that's not enough, fingers to the ground. If that's not enough, you can go fists, palms, whatever the case may be. I'm not warm enough yet to get down there that far, but if you can get fingers to the floor, that's not bad. It's not bad at all. If you can get fists to the floor, that's good too. If you can get palms, that's great. If you get palms, elbows next. Good luck. All right, come back up out of that. So we keep them together. Now bend the knees and just kind of sink at the back. Just let the back stretch out a little bit here. And then go ahead and straighten them again. Work your way down to the floor. All right, go bend them again. Let the back relax here. Then back up nice and easy. Straighten them out toward the floor. All right, come up out of that. Spread them out about a little past shoulder width. Nothing crazy. You're not going into a split. I know most of you can. I can't. So, yeah, you're going to have to help me back up. But again, from here, we're going to try not to fan the feet this way. Try to keep them straight on. And then nice and easy, again, hinge at the hips and go down toward the floor. Here, a lot of different ways to do this. I see people go out and they hold their feet, their ankles, go to the knees. Some people come down to the center, kind of walk a little bit to give them a little extra stretch here. Some can put their elbows down on the ground. Obviously, I can't, but whatever works for you. So we're going to go here. Now, we're going to, yeah, they're rattling names off over there. So, yeah, and they're right. All right, so now we're going to go to our right side. So what we're going to do is kind of wrap the right arm around, let the left arm come over to about the ankle. And it's nice and easy stretch from here. All right, we're going to release that, come back. Now we're going to the left side, so you're going to let the left arm wrap and let the right arm come to about the ankle. Release that. Now, if you want a little extra, you can go a little bit further now. Same idea, back down the center. Right over to the right side. If you want to control the stretch a little bit more, you can leave this hand planted. And just use this hand as a, sort of a pry bar to get you around there a little bit more. Or if your balance is good here, you can come around here and grab as well. All right, you can release that. Now we're going to go to the other side. Just bring that left hand around. Again, more of a controlled balance here. You can hold the floor this way. If the balance is good, you can wrap back around here. Depends on what you want to do there. All right, release that. Now just bring the feet in stand yourself up, nice and easy. Just circle with the hips a little bit. Give yourself a release from that. Okay, so now let's go ahead and just do 20 squats real quick just to warm the legs up, and then we're going to roll right into it. What? They can't do squats over there. That's why they're giving me the eye. All right, so we're going to do just regular squats. So just nice and easy, right at the line of the shoulders, so shoulder width apart. Keep the feet going forward, so none of that. Yeah, it's a different kind of squat. Feet going forward, so don't fan them out here. At the same time, no bend to the back, right? Keep the back straight, and we're just dropping toward the floor and coming back up. So on my count, you're going to do squats. Now, you can do different types of squats here if you wanted to. You could do sort of like a side squat where you're going down to one side. You could also do the squats where you come up on one leg to practice balance. It's up to you how you want to do it. There's different variations, but we'll just do right. I'm just going to do standard to show it. All right, here we go. On it. Go. Set. Net. Yes. Yes. Go. Good. Up. Go. 7 more. On it. Watch your joints stacking on your knees. Do it. Set. Net. Yes. Yes. Go. Good. Up. And go. Okay. Shake that out a little bit and bring your partner in. Now, if your partner was, you know, hanging out with you doing the warm-ups, that should be what they're doing. But if they're not, now is your time to bring them into your area there where you got. I'm gonna bring my partner in. You all know Ron. So now we're gonna start talking through escapes. And we're gonna start talking about the wrist escape. So common scenario, you get grabbed and pulled, right? You're getting grabbed and they're gonna take you somewhere. Or it just happens to be the way it was. You know, you got grabbed, the arm was left out. Now they're going to try to pull you in, or try to, you know, get you so you only have one arm free. So it's a common scenario. We're going to work on basically what I would consider more of a passive escape. So active escapes typically have some sort of strike involved or break, right? You're either going to break the wrist, break the arm, or strike to do the escape. This is more of a passive act. You're just getting out of this. You're just releasing that hold. So there's not a damage component to it necessarily, but it's effective enough that it puts distance in between you if done correctly, or puts you in a safer position, right? Typically when I talk about defense, my saying is you're either in their pocket or out of state, right? You're never in the middle. You're either close to them or really far away. So same rules from last week apply. If I do a defensive action, before I relax, I've got to be out of range, right? So keep that in mind as we're going through this, that you do get yourself out of range. And if you get caught in range, your partner should have some method of letting you know that. I'll leave that to their discretion how they want to let you know that. So just beware of where you are at all times. Beware where your opponent is at all times. And make sure after each defensive action, you're out of range before you relax and then return for the next drill. So we're going to go with the wrist grabs. These are almost going to be like handshake grabs. So you don't want to overturn, show pinky first, or pinky toward the body. These are all going to be standard overhand grabs, right? Just like a handshake grip. So if I say cross arm, you're grabbing, right hand's going to grab right hand. If I say same side, right hand's going to grab left hand, right? So cross, you're going to cross the body. Same side, your arm's going to be on the same side of your two bodies. A two-handed grab is grabbing one arm with two hands, and a double grab is grabbing both hands. All right, that's where it gets a little confusing. So two-handed grab, I'm using two hands to grab one wrist. Double grab, I'm grabbing both hands. So that's terminology I'm going to use. So we'll be able to show this. Now, when you're doing this, you're going to ratchet up the intensity depending on what level the student is and how they were that day. So if he's got his hand out, we're going to start from this position here. See, he grabbed me. This is a nice standard grab. He didn't, kind of, if you let me grab you. He didn't come out and just kind of lightly cup my hand. But at the same time, he's not trying to break it off. It's a nice standard grab with some tension. And it should feel secure. It shouldn't feel like you can just pull your hand and your hand's going to fall off, right? So it's a nice standard grab here to secure it. Now, if you want it to be more like a real scenario, you're going to get a grab and a pull, right? I'm going to want that little bit of lurching. And you see what Ron did is he went right into a stance. Very smart. So you missed the... Hey, Ron. Kudos. Thanks, cheers. Our cheerleading squad over there. So you're going to get a little bit of that lurch because there's going to be a little bit of a surprise to you, right? So you have that in your toolbox as well from a partner perspective to help you make it a little more realistic. So you talk to your partner and figure out what the right answer is for you right now. Beginners, I'm going to recommend a lighter grab, but not a, just cup the hand grab, but an actual grab, but just nice standard close the hand. Advanced students, I'm going to ask you to have your partner death grip you, because again, it matters size, strength, and the way that they grip. So we're going to start with a cross grab, which is cross body, right arm, right arm. Right? That's where we're at here. Now, everybody's first reaction is this. I want to go this way. I want to go this way. I can't do that. Ron's a strong guy. I'm not going anywhere. So pulling is not going to help me here. My wrist is smaller than my hand. So when I ball my fist up, or even if I have my hand open, the wrist is smaller. It's going to catch. That's the catch there. That's why we're grabbing above the wrist. That's kind of stuck there. So I'm looking for his thumb. It's an overhand grab, so his thumb's over here. Well, I could try to go this way. Good luck. He's got big hands. He's strong. I might not be able to get out of that one, but that's a possibility. But I'm going to make this a little easier on myself. So what I'm going to do is rotate upward. I see myself in my hand, the reflection of my mirror right here. I'm looking at the mirror. So I'm not going to throw the arm up. I'm just going to bend at the elbow. Here. Now, when I do that, depending on where you are in the fight or where you need to be, you're going to move in a different direction. So, for example, I can go inward toward him if I really want to break this arm up a little bit. I don't recommend that, but it's an option. I could try to go away, but that's going to require me to pull him in, and that's going to put me at more of a risk. What I like to do here is I like a little bit of a 45 shuffle this way. But notice how close my hand is to me. That's the key. I don't want to try to do this from out here. I'm away from my strength. I need to be close to here, so I'm as strong as I can be. So I'm going to rotate up. I'm going to make a fist, so I have something to hold on to. My rear hand is going to grab my own fist, and I'm pulling toward this gap in the thumb and fingers. So not straight toward my face, 45, right out this gap. So I'm here, and I'm just going to pull. Now, if he holds on to that, that's still tough. You have to move with it. So watch, I'm going to pick this foot up, and I'm going to slide. That, combined with the pull, is going to bring me out of the hold. So you can't just stand there and kind of just rip. And people want to go like this, and they want to go down. No. Toward you. This way. Straight line here. I'm pulling straight out. Okay? You're going to loosen your grip a little bit. I'm just going to show it one armed. Straight out this way. So don't pull down. Straight out. Curve it in toward your body this way. That little twist helps too. All right? Now, do this a couple times. Well, let's just do that. Do that a couple times. Just work with that your partner for a minute or so here. And then we're gonna work on it again and put more movement into it. So, to show it in the air while you guys are doing this, grab, up, at the elbow. Make the fist, grab the fist. Here. Don't grab down where their hand is, because you don't want to keep them attached. Grab your fist and pull and rotate slightly. I like a little rotation slightly into the body. But that push off is just as important as the actual pull of the hand. So you got to remember, if you're working with your parents right now, they're bigger than you mostly, and they got bigger hands than you. They're going to have a little bit of a harder grip. So you have to be able to work through that, and so every part of the technique has to be there in order for this to work. Okay, so take a break for just a second. Let's talk about a few details. First of all, you don't pull toward you, and you don't move directly backwards. It's all angular, right? So for this one, I got to move at the angle that the gap is. So the gap is actually over here, right about there-ish. So I need to go that way. If I try to go straight back with this, I'm pulling at his fingers, which isn't going to help me. So it's a 45. Now it's not 90. It's not out this way because that's not a guarantee. The 45 is right where this angle is, right where this gap is. So I'm going to slide at that 45 and rip right toward me. Now, at the same time, you've got to make this all one motion. So you don't want to go. It doesn't work that way. And you don't want to then pull. Now you're just putting yourself in a problem. As you pick up, push, pull all at once. And maintain the stance after that, right? So I don't want to go out here and go and eat one. That's the wrong answer, right? So we're putting distance in there, right? So I'm coming up here. I'm working out this way. I might have been a half off camera there, but that's okay. I was so far away, I was off camera. So a lot of people want to come up here and they go, ha, you see that? Yeah, he saw it, and he's going to show me something else. All right, so try it again. Work that 45 angle. Get away and get clear. Then come back in and work it. So we'll play a little bit with that. As you're working, little tips I would say is, again, grab the fist, not the open hand, because you'll squeeze your fingers in there and it can change the grip a little bit. Have something substantial to hold on to. And then that little twist, the same twist we have in our punches, it applies here. In our blocks, it applies here. So I come out, I get that little twist, that helps to break that gap a little bit. So give you another couple seconds to play with this. So, and if it's not working for you, you might need to, again, watch this again and see what steps you might be taking wrong here. If it's an angle, if it's just the way that you're moving your hand, there could be a lot of different reasons why this doesn't work. All right, now let's go into the same side grab. It's going to be relatively similar. So this is now right arm grabbing left arm, right? So, or left arm grabbing right. So same action. I'm going to bring the hand up. But now if I look at the gap is directly toward me, right toward my face. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to grab my own hand, and I'm going to pull. But I'm going to pull toward me, and I'm going to go straight backwards, just what I told you not to do in the first one, right? So bringing it up, grab, straight toward me. Now please, because I know this happens all the time, please realize that your face is here. So don't go up and go, whack, and go right in your own face. I've seen it happen. It's funny to watch, but it sucks to hit yourself in the nose. So when you pull, you're pulling right off to the side of your face. This way. Just be aware of that. So go ahead and try that one. I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time on that one because it's the same mechanic. You just got to look at where the gap in the hand is. Now, as you guys are going through that, I'm going to talk about something that throws a wrench in this plan, and that is on normal, equally sized folks, you have a gap or, a little bit of a gap. But what if your wrist is a little smaller than their hand and you get to where that they can wrap their fingers? That's not good. If they can wrap their fingers around this way, your gap is a little smaller. This is still the weak point though. this gap where the fingers and thumb meet. Unless they can wrap their whole fingers around, then you're really in trouble. So you still attack the weak point of the hand. Still weaker than where the knuckles are, trying to bust through the whole hand. So it might just take, at that point, technique is everything. Strength is out of it. Leverage is out of it. Motion is out of it. It's all technique. You've got to have it almost exactly right to make that work. And you may need to do it more than once. You may need to grip, reset, grip again, or grab once, reset, grab again, and pull again. You might have to do it once or twice, but you do it in rapid succession. And you don't just stand there. Like if he really grabs hard and I'm trying to get out, and it doesn't work, and it doesn't work, I don't do this constantly. I grip, I change angles, and I grip again. Right? The more you change angles, the more they're going to have to adjust, and that's going to give you a little bit of leeway to get a little bit of an advantage to help you out. So, okay, so we got cross, we got side grab. So let's come back and let's talk about the two-handed grab. So the guy's frustrated. You've been grabbing all day, cross grab, side grab, or same side grab, and you've been getting out every time. It doesn't matter. So now they got it down. They're going to use both hands on one of your arms. This seems like it would be a little more difficult, right? This is a baseball grab. So imagine you were grabbing a baseball bat, but it's their arm. So thumbs are both up, wrap around this way. So he grabs the arm here. Now, I definitely can't pull out of this. There's no way. There's no way. And I can't go, this doesn't matter anymore. There's no weak point. Where the weakness is here, it's the strength of the other hand. So I can't use the same mechanic here. I've got to completely change the ballgame. So what am I going to do? Well, the first thing I'm going to do is not go away from him. I'm going to go toward him, and I'm going to go hard toward him this way, as close as I can get. Both hands are down here. So his attack means are a little less so. He could headbutt me, and I got to be aware of that, but I'm going to be moving in and doing something at the same time, so it's relatively low risk for me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my rear hand, I'm going to reach over top of his hands and grab my own fist. Okay, so you can see it over there like this. I'm grabbing my own fist in between the hands, right? Don't go under this way. You're going in the middle of both hands. You're going to go over top. When you grab your own fist, you're going to drive into him this way. Now look what happened to his elbows and his arms. They start to collapse into the body. Now what I'm going to do is start to ride up his body this way. See what it's doing? It's raising his shoulders, and it's compromising the elbows. And then what I'm going to do is continue up, and I'm going to draw this fist toward my chin and draw my elbow toward his chin. So I'm going to drive straight up, straight up, straight up, straight up, straight up to here. Right? Now, could you get an elbow in there? Yeah. Is it what you're looking for? No. And if you're not the same size, you'll never hit the elbow into the chin. So that's not your primary objective. Your primary objective is to escape. But if you get the elbow in there, it's just bonus. Right? So again, from here, I'm going in and grabbing this, and I'm driving into the body here. And I'm going to rip straight up. Now look, I'm not trying to put my finger up his nose. I'm pulling that toward me, and I'm exposing the elbow through. A little Irish there, pointing the elbow. I'm going straight up this way. I'm going toward, see, I'm bringing this back toward my body and trying to expose the elbow to where his head is. All right, so, and that's got to be a committed action. You can't just kind of go in there and be like, well, okay, nope, not working. I stopped halfway through. I didn't continue the action, right? I've got to get this grab, and it's got to be all one motion. Right, I work there. Now, a lot of times on this one, and I want you to see this before you start working on this because it's something I've been thinking about. On this one, what a lot of people want to do to distance themselves is they want to push. They want to go here, they want to come up, and they want to go this way. Could that work? Yeah. You're assuming they went to their heels a little bit, so they have less of a chance of grabbing you. But you got to remember, you just did all that work to escape. the last thing you want to do is give them your hand back. So I don't recommend the push. I never recommend this type of push. If you want to push, what you would do here is you'd come in here and you'd use the elbow point and push this way. Trust me, they'll move. It hurts. Get it in the sternum there and give a little push. That's not, but you push with your legs, not with your arms. Just something to think about. All right, go ahead. Play with this one a little bit. Yeah. This is a good point. So if he grabs my right arm, I want to step in with my right leg. If he grabs my left arm, I want to step in with my left leg. If I grabbed right arm, you can switch me once. If I'm grabbed here and I step in the other way, I'm going to kick myself up and I'm not going to be able to do anything, right? So if he grabs me here, if I step this way, I'm going to kick myself up. I can't turn to expose my elbow. So it's same foot steps in. That's a really good point. Same foot steps. I don't want to end up here because I can't twist myself that far. I'm going to put myself off balance. So play this a little bit with your partner. Now this one's going to be tough. If you don't do this one right, you won't get out of this one, especially if you have a larger opponent. Give that a shot. Big keys to this one, again, is getting as close to him as you can. Be in their pocket. Don't try to do this at like zone 2 at punch distance, right? Yeah, and high. Bring that arm up as far as you can this way, exposing the elbow. Don't try to do it here because you need those shoulders to collapse to then put the weakness in the elbow. Because you can see what happens to the anatomy of the body, right? Come up here, elbows fan. When the elbows fan, the hands turn. Well, there's your weak point now, and you peel out that way, right? That's what you're trying to do here. So if you're not raising far enough up, they can absorb the distance from here to here and from here to here. This is where the break happens. So they get all that distance to absorb, which means you have to go as high as you can. So this is something to be aware of as you're doing this. If you're not getting high enough, it's not going to work out for you. All right. So play that for another 30 seconds or so. We're going to come back. Obviously, if you're doing this, you know, the beauty is you can watch this later on and do this for 2 hours. If this drill for 2 hours if you wanted to. You have that option. But obviously, I got to get some more in. So give me another 30 seconds or so, and then we'll go on to the next technique. Yeah, again, on this one, it's just it's all about, and it's another thing. It's straight line. So no angle at this. Don't 45 angle in this way. It's going straight up the body, straight up the center of the body, up to the center of the chin. All right, so keep that straight angle in mind. Okay, now let's go into what I consider like the less common one, but it's good to have this defense. Is the double-handed grab. So tried everything else, but now it's here. So this one, you may be thinking, well, you know, if you look at this, well, it's 2 same side grabs, right? So I could just come here and escape this way, right? You don't have the other hand to pull, and your leverage is compromised. It's not going to work out well for you. So we need another option. So what I'm going to do is pick a side. I don't care which side, doesn't matter. I think for me, I want to go this way just so it looks better on camera, and we'll do it on the other side then show. So I'm going to step into horse stance over to the right side. Now, it's imperative that you don't go toward them here. It's on a straight line. So I don't want to go this way. I want to go 45, or I want to go 90, straight 90 degree, right, or right on the straight line. Just straight out. Just putting my leg straight out this way and moving. It should extend his arms a little bit toward the 45 angle. All right. At the same time, I'm going to take the opposite hand and I'm going to go underneath. Underneath. So I'm going to step right. I'm going to take my left arm under. And I'm meeting my hand. You'll see it when we go the other direction. My left hand with his wrist. Now, what I'm going to do is I don't want to angle here. I don't want to go down. I don't want to go up. I want to go straight plane across. I'm going to turn the body this way. Okay? So I'm going to turn the body and peel the hand. Turn the body, peel the hand. So when I turn the body, this releases that. Then I'm going to use this hand to turn and peel the other arm off, using his arm as a brace to not allow that hand to follow me. All right? So now if we go on the other side, just so you can see what it looks like, I'm stepping left now. My right arm's going to go under. See, I'm meeting the hand here. This hand is ready to peel. My body motion peels that hand off. Now I'm going to turn, that little turn, so that's all it takes. And I press off this way. Okay, they're gonna challenge. You say here or the other way? Okay, this way. All right. So we're gonna step off. Okay, see the brace here, right? I'm bracing this. This hand is not gonna follow me this way because I'm stepping out. I'm extending him that way. So the turn of my body is gonna release that top hand. Now, if you look here, his arm is not allowing this hand to follow me this way. It's stuck on top. So I'm going to lock it just by dropping this hand over, and I'm going to rotate inward. That way. So, yeah, yep. So, motion is here, and it's a twist. Don't step back. So if I'm here, I don't want to go here and then go this way. I want to stay where I was. It's just a twist of the body. If you move back, you're moving back into their strength. If you don't move at all, this is hard to go from here and just kind of, no, there's no way. There's no way you can do that. You have to slide. You want to stay out here. Okay? Now, yeah, well, I know. We'll talk there. This way. Showing them this way. Now, I want you to see something because I think this is good knowledge here. If we come up, we go here and we go to do this motion. If I don't twist my arms, that's not going to work real well. It's a twist. So you're going from here to here. That little twist makes all the difference in the world. So there's a little twist on that. All right? Go. Play with it at home. Yeah, and then clear out, right? So as you're doing this, right, and this is where you can kind of tailor this to yourself. If it's easy for you, have them grip a little harder. A little harder, a little harder, a little harder. If it's easier and they're gripping as hard as they can, now have them grip and pull you a little bit. Because you're going to have to react to that, and we'll explain that here in a second before we move on to chokes. So you go a little bit more of an active grab, just that grab and pull a little bit, give you that little jolt. There's a way to recover from that, so you have to have that right. Otherwise, you're going to try to do this technique off balance, and it's really going to make that difficult for you. So let's play that a little bit. Now, as you're going through these motions, take note to where it puts your opponent at the end of it. Where are they? What else could you do from here? Let's say you can't clear out. What do you have to do to get away safely? Where could you go? Where's the dangerous part of them? Where's the safer part of them, right? So you just know how your opponent has changed as you do this escape. All right, so let's talk about the recovery aspect real quick before we move into chokes. I'm going to go to a single grab just to explain this. So if he does a cross grab, see how I stood my ground here, right? So I don't have to make any adjustments. I can just go right into this and then start my escape. But that's not how it's going to happen. You know, the attacker's not going to be like, okay, I got you. Pause, wait for you to react. That's not how it's going to work. They're going to pull and drag, right? Because they don't want you where you are. So you're going to get a pull. You're going to get a grab and a pull. So that pulls me off balance, right? And what does your body do? It does a wave, right? So release that a second. So when you go from here, it's going to lead you and then pull to where your head and your upper body is leading your lower body, right? So you're sort of this way. It's not good for offense, right? It's not good it's not even good for escaping. So you got to get your hips underneath you. So if he pulls me and I go out, I need to get my hips back under me as best I can. Now, I'm not going to try to like fully resist him and just kind of pull this way. That's not what I want to do. I'm going to, as I get pulled this way, I'm going to drop my hips underneath, try to counter the wave a little bit to get my hips centered. And now I can adjust. But you got to make that adjustment on the fly. It's got to be quick. So if he's going to grab and pull me, it's out here. Settle, out. But what you can't do is if he pulls, you go, oh, Jesus, I'm going to get you up here. And then I go into a wall. All right? That's not what we want to do, right? So you got to, it's kind of the idea of, I feel this leading, I'm going to kick my hips out underneath me to try to get back to center. It takes some time to play with. I'm still playing with it myself. But it's a good option if you ever get caught with your body leading, to kick your hips up underneath you and try to get back to center. Okay, now the fun part. We're going to get into the choke escapes. We usually start with a single. We'll start with a double first. I'm going to do that one first. So this is a standard Hollywood-style double-handed throttle choke, right? It's just the, that standard choke. So this is an oxygen choke, right? They're trying to close off the windpipe, right? Basically taking the hands, driving the thumbs in as they grab around, trying to cut off oxygen, right? So this is not like not so much of a blood choke where they're trying to cut off blood flow. This is more of an oxygen choke. So what are the keys to this choke? Well, first thing you got to be able to do here to defend this, I believe the Gracie Academy talks about it. They talk about alligator neck, and it's the weirdest thing you'll ever do. But the idea is that if you go just limp neck, they're going to get into the windpipe, right? So you got to do everything you can to give yourself a couple seconds. It's not going to be a total defense, it's just a little bit of an extra couple seconds. So what you're going to do is tense the muscles in your neck. You tense up and try to get a little bit of extra breathing room, just a little bit. Now you don't tense and release. You tense to keep it there as you work through this. Don't tense the rest of the muscles in your body, just here. You're trying to get an extra little bit of wind, a little bit of time before they crush into the windpipe. All right, so how do we do this choke? 2 hands around the neck. Good, you can do it. 2 hands around the neck, right here. You can hear the difference in my voice, right? If I can still talk through this, it's not the right choke. Now you hear the difference, right? You hear how if I get here, yeah, here we are, right? That's not good. So I'm going to try to alligator neck this. So I go here, he's squeezing. I can hear a little bit of difference, but it's not as bad. Now it's not fun. So you can hear a little bit of the difference. This isn't a fun exercise. Not at all. So just bear with me. So you can try that alligator neck and see what it does for you. So we're going to go into the escape. So the first thing we've got to do here is get one arm to the sky. Now, not out here. You're going to pinch it to your head as close as you can get it. So here I'm going to pinch it as close as I can get. Here, I pinch as close as I can get to my head. Close as I can get. Once I do that, I'm going to turn my hips. I'm not going to step toward him because I can't. I'm going to just turn my body. I'm not going to step back. I don't want to rip through my neck. So I'm just going to turn my body. See a little bit of a step back there. Get my elbow across and drop straight down over both arms. Here. I knocked my mic off. I forgot. Sorry for the audio issues you just had. Let's see if we can really... This one's going to be hard to do with a choke escape. We're going to try that one more time. So, cross, and now straight down. I'm going to remove this hand. Now I'm over both arms. All right? Once I break this down, I need to do something. There's your immediate reaction. If you need it, you can have that to clear. If you capture the arms, great. If you don't, no big deal. All right? So experiment with that for just a second, and I'm going to change mics so everybody can hear me. Let them practice it for a second.
you will here right now. I'm not sure if this makes me look like some sort of, like space commander or like an old 80s style workout video, but it's going to be better than ripping across my lapel. Okay, so this is the way this is going to work. One more time, around the neck. So, hand to the sky, alligator neck, hand to the sky, around the body, straight across. Drop straight down. If I capture both of these, great. If I don't, elbow right away. Elbow and adjust. Clear out from here, all right? The last thing you want to do is stay there because you're super close to them, all right? So keep playing with that a second while we go through this. Detail to this one is you do not want to be nice about this. So it's not your arm. Your arm's not doing anything. I'm not going here. It's my whole body dropping at once, going into more horse stance before I strike. Also, don't turn your back on them. So don't go, I've seen people do this where they go all the way around this way. Well, that's super dangerous. Because now he's got my back. If I lose one arm, now we're really in trouble. Now bad things are going to happen. So I don't want to lose that control. So I've got to stay at least this way where I can attack and I can respond if something bad starts to happen. The other thing is don't only catch one arm, right over both. And if you don't have to get down to the forearms, right? You don't have to go like way down here. You can get close. Get close up here, then drop down. What do you want to avoid in a choke, especially a choke like this with a throttle choke? You want to avoid anything ripping across the neck, right? Because that muscle structure that makes up your windpipe does not like being raked across very well. So you've got to make sure that you have you protect that, right? That's why we're alligator necking, and that's why we're dropping straight down to pry those hands downward, as opposed to prying them off this way. Okay, so let's do one more of these, and then I might try to sneak in a lapel escape. We'll see. So the next one we're going to do is the single-handed one. I had a friend who used to work for an agency, and a protective agency, and he said that they use this all the time, and they call it the GAC method, which I love that name. The name comes from the sound you make. So this is a single-hand throttle choke here, right? They now went one-handed. So this isn't fun at all, right? But I'm going to alligator neck it, right? If I'm not, now we're really bad, right? So this is not good. So the first thing I want to do, I want to get behind the meat of the thumb. Now, go release that a second. I want here. So I don't want to grab the thumb, and I don't want to grab the outside of the hand. I want to reach, get hard in there this way, sneak those fingers in and get the meat of the thumb this way. That's going to give you space, and it's also going to give you something to hold on to pry. All right, so we're here. I'm going to get that space here. Now, at the same time, I'm going to find the center of his chest. So let's go ahead and go around this way so they can see this. So I'm gripping in here, right? I'm getting into the meat of the thumb, and I'm going to find the center of his chest this way. Right here, I'm finding that little notch of the collarbone, where the collarbone meets. That's where I want to be. Now, this is passive. I don't want to, like, jam into his chest. I'm just going to, no, stop. Because what's going to happen is I'm going to pry this off. Peel. See how I'm peeling it off? I'm going to move my head back so you can see it. I'm peeling that off. I'm not raking it across. I'm peeling off. And as I peel off, I'm driving into the throat this way. That's no fun. You make a very bad noise. Don't push into the collarbone. Push into the soft spot atop the collarbone. It's not a fun place to get pushed. 2 fingers, straight in. So your hand is going to do something like that. It's going to rock a little bit. Don't pull back away. So don't go like this. You want them to go backwards. So you're going to pry, you're going to secure, you're going to pry, and you're going to push this way. Straight, extend this way. Straight into the body. What's that?
Choker's grabbing with his finger.
Yeah. You want to be gripped. You want to be gripped this way. So you don't want to just like passively kind of rest your hand there. You're gripping, grabbing. whether you're wrapping around the neck, which is more common, or you're gripping into the meat in the middle of the neck. Both very unpleasant. Both of which are common. So yeah, you see a little bit, right? So this is where you're grabbing, right? Well, and I want this to be real, right? If he just rests his hand on my neck, I'm not going to get anything out of this, right? I'm going to make sure this works. So you want to have a little bit. Now, you don't have to do that. I've been doing this for a long time, so it's something I'm accustomed to in training like that. But you don't want to start there, right? Start passive and work your way up. So you're going to play with that a little bit. I'm going to talk detail on this one. So when you're prying off the body, you pry elbow down to the body this way. You don't pry straight out because that's going to rip across the neck. Plus, you're not as strong out there. From here, you're going to pry down the body. Rip the elbow, basically put the elbow in your pocket. At the same time, your body is going to twist this way. Okay, so you don't want to go like this. You're not pushing the arm. You want your body to give you that extra leverage because you can see it on camera. If I stop here and then I twist the body, I get an extra 6 inches or so. That 6 inches is going into the opponent's body, which is going to push them backwards slightly. And that's what you're looking for. If you miss the soft spot, you're not going to get as much done, right? But if you hit that soft spot, you're going to get. They're going to step back, right? This is and believe it or not, this is passive. You're not causing permanent damage here most of the time. It's just meant to get them backwards, right? Because the body, your natural instinct is going to kick in. You're going to go, whoa, oh, geez. And then you're back out of that one a little bit. So keep playing with that a little bit and see what you get out of that. So as you're going through these techniques, again, if you're finding that it's not working, you may need to adjust. For example, that the double throttle choke escape, that doesn't necessarily work if you have a taller opponent. So there you need a different escape. I don't have time to show it today, but there is a different kind of escape you can use to get out if you're a shorter opponent. If you're shorter than your opponent, there's another way you can do it to get out of a double throttle choke. But that'll be for another day. Unfortunately, I am quickly running out of time. So we could go further into that. Yeah. So let's okay. So you can go ahead and stop. We'll show the partner out here. So goodbye to your partner. Thank you very much. It's better than handshaking right now. So we'll just kind of recap, right? So we did escapes based upon wrist grabs and a couple chokes. The wrist grab escapes are all built around finding the gap in the armor, so to speak, right? Find the weakness. The weakness is usually this thumb and finger gap. Additionally, if they're in a position where that gap is not necessarily attackable right away in the two-handed grab scenario, you need to make it to where it is. So you need to get them to where now the gap is at the thumbs. Now we have something to go after. So sometimes you got to get them to that position. They don't always work out of the gate, right? You might need to set them up, right? This one didn't work, so adjust your angle and try again. But the answer is never to extend away from them. It's usually to go in a little bit and then come out in most cases. And then for chokes, alligator neck, it seems odd, but it gives you a couple extra seconds. And that's very important for your survival, lack of a better term. You need that tension there to get a little bit of extra gap so that you don't run into, you're not crushing your windpipe right away. You get a couple extra seconds of air. And then when you're going through chokes, be quick, be efficient, and nothing rakes. Nothing rakes across the neck. That's more damage than you want. So that's that. What I'd like is post in the comments, hit us on Facebook. Let us know what you want to do. I can move on to a different topic Wednesday, or I can come back and cover more of this. So I'm going to leave that to you guys. You guys make that call. So hit us up in the comments or hit us up on Facebook or send us an email, text, whatever. Get the information to us some way, and let us know what you want to see so that we know what to do Wednesday. We can move on to a different topic. We can do this again. We can review this stuff. We can add more. It's up to you guys how you want to do it. But I'll leave that to you guys to decide. But with that being said, we'll go ahead and wrap it up here. Thank you, Ron. Thank you, production team, of course, for helping us out. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this. Hopefully you guys got a little bit of work out of that. Parents might have got a little bit of stress relief. And feel free to watch this again. Because these are complicated techniques. These are complicated motions, especially for beginners. So you got to go back and watch this 2, 3, 4, 5 times. Advanced belts, brown belts, and above. This is what we're going to test you on. This is the stuff you're going to be tested on. These exact types of motions. So become familiar with them. Put them in your muscle memory, because when you test, we don't want to see that you can just do it. We want you to see that you've internalized it, that it's become part of your muscle memory, because that's what's important. You're not going to be able to have time to think about it. You need it to just happen. And that's what we're looking for over time. So work on this stuff. Keep training. Keep watching these videos. And ask us questions. Hit us on the comments, or however you can get a question to us. If you have a question on the video, let us know. With that being said, I'm Corey with CVMA. Appreciate you guys joining us, and we'll see you again next time.
Oh, this thing.